Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, Tilka. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for agreeing to do
Yeah,
this.
thanks for having
I'm in
me.
danger of becoming like a fangirl. So let me just get that out of the way first before I start asking you my questions. I am a
Cool.
huge fan of yours. Um,
Thank
I
you.
brag about you any moment I get when I'm talking about sport and Zambia's wins, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. So thank you so much for making my week by agreeing to do this interview, first of all.
It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Okay. So I have my questions right here in front of me. So if I look down, I'm looking at them and I don't want to go off a tangent. Fans, they'll be like,
Cool.
oh, so this, so that, and that. No. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
stick to my script.
Cool. No
Um,
problem.
I want to first give you a moment, just maybe a minute or two, just tell people who might not know who you are. Just briefly tell them, because some people pretend they don't know things.
Yeah, yeah. So, my name is Tilka Paljk. I'm a Zambian swimmer. I won Sportsman of the Year for 2018 and 2019. I'm currently living and based in Pretoria for swimming and my studying, and hopefully I start to work here next year. I've been swimming for about 18 years now, and I've been representing Zambia ever since I was 11, which I've really been enjoying. Um, my my mom was from Ndola. She grew up in Ndola. She was born in Ndola, then moved to Lusaka. My dad
Yes.
was from Slovenia, and they met at a missionary camp. My dad was a missionary, and my mom was a nurse, and they
Okay.
got married and had me. And then
Okay.
yeah, I moved to Zambia when I was about 2 because they didn't want to have me in Zambia, so they
Okay.
moved to Slovenia. Then when I was 2, my mom and I moved back.
To Lusaka.
Yeah,
To
to
Zambia.
Lusaka. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for that little intro. You've given us there some fun facts and
So,
gems, that I've been looking for
yeah.
info on you, and it's good that you've shared that about your background and your parents. Thank you so much.
Sure.
So let's talk about swimming. How did you get into swimming? 11 is, you said you started swimming when you were 11, right?
Yeah. No, I started swimming when I was 5.
When you were
5. I was 5 when I started swimming.
5, exactly. So that's
Yeah.
pretty young already, and at 11, 15, you were swimming competitively. So how did
Yeah.
you get into it? Whose idea was that?
So,
Yours? Your mom's?
so it was definitely my mom's idea. I did a lot of sports. She put me in ballet. I was doing tennis, which I really enjoyed tennis. I didn't really enjoy ballet. It was a bit weird. Don't know what it was. I also did karate. I remember I stopped karate because I was not progressing from white belt to yellow belt, and all my friends did. Just jumped in the car and was like, "Mom, I'm done. This is not for me." And she was like, "Okay." So I was doing obviously ballet and karate and tennis and swimming um, when I was growing up, and then when I moved at Nkwazi, I was also doing other sports because I went to Nkwazi I went to Italian school for reception, from nursery and reception. And
Yes.
then from grade 2, I went to Italian school. Sorry, excuse me. From grade 2, I was at International School of Lusaka until
Yeah.
about grade 8. No, sorry, from grade 2 to grade 7, to grade like 6, 7, I was at Nkwazi. Then from around grade 6 to about grade 8, I was at ISL, and then I moved from ISL to Springfield, and I finished my O levels there. And when I was at Nkwazi and ISL, I was doing a lot of other sports. But
Yeah.
as I grew up, swimming became more easier for me because obviously it was also after school. So from 4 to 6, so from 4:30 to 6:30, it was just easier for me to swim during those times, and it was taken a bit more seriously than school sports were at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just yeah, I really enjoyed it. And the people were not my classmates. So it was nice to be with different people.
I love this.
I love my classmates, don't get me wrong, they were great. But like, you kind of get tired of seeing the same people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I understand. I would say I sort of have sort of like a similar attitude towards like workmates, schoolmates. So you want to have an escape, and it's okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you get picked? Thank you so much for giving the detail. You know, school, when you did, it was training and all of that. You know, thank you for that. Thank you for that. How did you get chosen to represent Zambia internationally? How does it feel to compete for your country? I can't imagine.
So, I mean, you know, to get chosen to compete at these events, you have to qualify in an event at a specific time. So, for example, this is a very broad example. It's not true. For example, for the 50 freestyle, you have to swim like 35 seconds to get chosen for the team, and then the top two swimmers in their age group, and different age groups have different times, depending on the swimming meet. So for I swam a regional meet, so we're swimming age groups. So for my age group from 11 and under, I met the qualifying time. So I was chosen because I had swam the qualifying time. It was my only event. I was 11, and only until I was about 15 did I realize how amazing it is to represent the country, you know. Obviously, I'm still doing, I mean, I was like, it is what it is, you know, but I never really thought about how the magnitude of representing a whole country internationally, you know, being an ambassador for a country, your behavior, the way you speak, you know, the way you portray yourself, things you do. It's incredible. I didn't understand that it was so big and so important to, you know, they'd always say that to Zambian swimmer. They'll never call you by your name. So it always paints a picture of Zambia and how it really is. Only until I was 15 did I realize, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Before that, I was kind of just floating through it, you know. I was really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed, you know, swimming with my teammates, and just kind of being a family, you know. So, yeah, Team Zambia, it feels like a family. You go on these meets and you come home and you're like, my real family. Boring.
These people who don't know anything about swimming, huh? Boring.
Yeah, like you just pretend. Yeah.
I love it. You had your first race this weekend since February.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I mean, I can't imagine what was going through your mind, blah, blah, blah. What was that experience like, competing after such a long period?
I mean, you know what the worst part is? I was like, do I even know how to still dive? Like, I haven't dived in so long. I was like, oh my goodness, can I even still dive? Like, you know, and I was like, I don't know if I've gained weight. Will my suit still fit? Will my racer still fit? Is it going to rip? Do I have to get a new one? And there was a lot of things. It wasn't really about the swimming because I was not going to go in with any expectations. I was just going in there to just enjoy myself, do the best I can.
Yeah.
And my coach was like, listen, we're not doing times right now. So what I want is this strategy for this race and this strategy for that race, and make sure that guy doesn't beat you or else. Weird things like that. And yeah, so because these events here, when they're like age group meets, they're mixed boys and girls. So I was always in the last heat.
Yes.
Always swimming against the boys. It'd be like one other girl or two other girls. So it was fun. I really do enjoy racing against the guys. I swam really well, which is quite impressive. Like, considering that I've only been training for 2 months, I only started gym 2 weeks ago, you know. So with all of that, with all of that, and I was really sore, like my body is in pain from the gym and from swimming. So I didn't even rest for this meet. It was kind of like, go to the gym, go lift weights, have a session, and then you can come back and race. So, but I swam really well. It was quite incredible, and I'm really happy with that. My coach was also very happy with that. So from this meet now, we can actually sit down and have like a proper like Olympic plan, you know, going forth for Olympic trials and all of that.
Yeah. Someone is a swimming coach, so she's commented, I don't think my athletes know how to swim anymore.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, exactly. Throw them into the water. Do what your coach did, Tilka. Send them to a race, and then we'll see the truth. Okay. Yeah. Has your training routine or mindset changed? You know, because we've been living in a pandemic for the last couple of months. So have these aspects changed? Your routine, your mindset. Yeah. What are you like 100%. Now?
100%. So my coach before this coach, when I was swimming at Tux, her name is Linda, and saw her at this meet, and I love her. She's amazing. And she says, how are you doing? How's swimming? And I said, Linda, I am enjoying swimming more than I ever had before. It is amazing. Like I never realized how much I missed racing. This is what I live for, you know? Incredible. And she was like, so happy to hear that. I'm so happy. I'm like, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. During lockdown, it was extremely difficult. I'm starting to think now, oh my goodness, you know, I just got into this new relationship. Maybe I should focus on a relationship. Maybe I should actually try and make it work, you know, for the first time. And maybe I should stop swimming. Maybe I should, you know, focus on my career or like get a job or stuff like that. Is swimming really worth it, you know? Because I wasn't swimming and all of those things. And I was like, what is going on? And first day back in the pool, I was like, wow. Lockdown really had some thoughts on me. It's like, I really miss swimming. And yeah, and you know, it's incredible how many people are really supportive of me and saying, no, you know, you can still keep swimming, keep going. And I really enjoy it. And you know what, if you're enjoying something, you're going to make it work. Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, I'm really enjoying it. And my mindset right now is just Olympics. In my mind, I've said, okay, it's still on. I'm going to train as if they're 100% happening. So that's how it's going. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm really curious about this. I made a few comments. I've wondered what it's like for Zambian athletes. It's good to hear you say your mind is set on it, and your mindset is I'm thinking it's still going to happen. I'm keeping my mind trained on that. And you mentioned support and people keep pushing you. I got lots of DMs and messages like, you're interviewing Tilka, tell her I'm a fan of hers. I mean, a lot of people told me, just keep being you, keep doing what you're doing. You are loved, you are appreciated. And people thought, oh, okay, let me tell her to tell her. So I passed on the messages. So people don't jump on me later. Let me get back to my questions, please. No, you're welcome. You're welcome. What do you say to people who think or who presume that swimming is an elitist sport, that you have to have money to train, you have to have money to go to the pool, to buy the gear, to go to the competitions? What do you say to people who think that?
You know, I always say, look at me, you know, my circumstance. My mom got sick when I was about 12 from cancer, and she lost her job. I didn't have a father, you know, it was just her, and we had no money. It was some nights where you go and there was no dinner because we couldn't eat, you know, and I was still swimming. And if you show determination in whatever it is, whether swimming or whatever it is, if you show determination, potential, discipline, and this hunger, drive for something that you're so passionate in, there's bound to be someone that's going to be like, you know what, don't worry about it. I will take care of it. Just continue. So I was fortunate. I was swimming with the Lusaka Dolphins at the time, and they sponsored all my training. They said, you know, we know you can't afford the fees, you know, the monthly fees and the fees for the Zasu meets and all that because you had to register the registration fees and everything. I said, don't worry, we will pay for everything. Yeah. And then I would get chosen or I'd qualify for these international meets, and the Zambian Swimming Federation, along with other sponsors, to be like, you know what, we know you can't afford this, we will sponsor your meets. So I was so grateful for, the Swimming Federation and my clubs to say, we will take care of you. Because they could see I wasn't just playing around. I wasn't just trying to, go to these meets to have fun or to have a holiday. It was, I took it seriously. I enjoyed swimming, but I was also really good at it, Yeah. And they saw that and they saw this potential, and it was really great. And I'm so thankful that these people got me to where I am. I would have probably stopped swimming by the age of 13 because I really told my mom, I was like, Mom, if you can't afford it, I don't want to swim, and I don't want to put this, more pressure on you. You're trying to pay for our school fees. You're trying to pay for food, plus my swimming on top of all of this. So yeah, it was, I'm so grateful for that, for having those people in my life.
So sponsors have to find a way to chip in. I think this brings me to my next question. It's related, what more can be done at community level, with corporate entities to increase participation in sports in general, but also specifically in the sport of swimming in Zambia?
People need to be more educated on swimming and more educated on a lot of sports before they would want to just throw money at these things. You know what I'm saying? You would always want to read more before you sponsor events or whatever. A big thing is education, also advertisement of sports, sporting events and all that. Corporates are not ready to sponsor sports in general unless it's soccer, because they're not educated on the sport, so it's quite sad because even I don't have any sponsors at this point. Yes, I'm in partnership with Awane and Arena, and I have Straight Up Sports, that is my management company, but I don't have any sponsors that are saying, here is this amount, or how much money do you need for your training and for your food? Even if it's just that, and I will give them a baseline of exactly how much I spend during the week, and how much I need for for my monthly fees at the gym and at training. And all of that, but people are not willing to sponsor, so it's quite difficult, especially like now. With COVID, it's probably even worse,
Especially, yeah. Okay, so hopefully sponsors get over their fear and initial, lack of knowledge, how to sponsor sports and what the benefits are. Because it would be great for you to just focus on the swimming, for athletes to focus on the sport and not worry about what am I going to eat? How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to pay for gym? Because all of these expenses come into play. And I think, there needs to be a way to get that funding to you as athletes, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a stress that all athletes face, apart from soccer players. I don't have anything against soccer, but it's the sad truth. We all struggle with that, and as you get older, a lot of athletes stop their sport because you start working, and you work long hours or whatever, and your business wouldn't understand, or your company wouldn't understand that your sport is kind of your profession, and you have to stop that because it's either you continue your sport and you're broke, or you work and you have money. It's really sad.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be like that, because when you won, when you went to the World Championships, when you went to the Africa competition and you brought back medals, they weren't just saying Tilka alone. They were saying Tilka, Zambian swimmer. They were putting that tag. You were our national athlete, even whoever goes to play, if it's badminton, golf, tennis, anything that's not football. Obviously, we love football, but you know, they will support, they will praise all of that success, but they don't want to think about what it took this individual athlete, this team, to go out and win that prize for Zambia, you know? Anyway, before I get too deep into the sports of things, because woo, I could give a lecture, but I won't. I will move to my next question, okay? Few people know that you are studying to be a Montessori teacher. And I love this. I love this. I love that you're doing this, yeah? Please explain why that is and why you chose that as a career. Why have a career as a Montessori teacher when you are a professional athlete for Zambia? You've already responded to some of this, but you say it. You say it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask a question back. I mean, what other career would I go into as a professional athlete in Zambia? I mean, it's something I would think about, you know. But so when I first moved here, I was training here solely for. I came solely for training because I had talked to my coach in Zambia, and I said, "Ian, listen, I really want to stay in Zambia. Can you get me to this level?" And he says, "I can't, because we don't have the facilities and I don't have the knowledge. You know, you should go to South Africa where they can focus solely on you." So okay, cool. Went to South Africa. And I wasn't studying. My one friend, she used to swim for Botswana. She's not swimming anymore. And she goes, "Hey, do you know, like, keep yourself busy, you know, maybe do a course." So I was like, "Course on what?" Then she's like, "Montessori." I'm like, "What is that?" She goes, "It's like an alternative way of preschool, like you teach children." And I said, "Deandra, no, I don't like children. Why are you doing this to me?" And she's like, "Dude, come on. Just try it, you know, maybe think about it." So I was like, "Okay, I'll think about it." The next day she goes, "Hey, if you're interested in making like some quick money, do you want to work at this swimming pool, like learn to swim for children?" I said, "What is up with you and children, man? Like, you know how I feel about these things. Like, come on." And I was like, "You know what? I'm going to do it because I need the money." And, you know, working there, I was like, wow, these children are incredible. Like, I was like, whoa, children are like such, like, amazing. They're so pure, and they say what they speak, say what they think, and all of that. And I took up on the offer of the Montessori. I said, "You know what? Sure. I get my diploma in early child development and Montessori." And when we started that, and the philosophy was amazing. You know, it builds solely on, you know, creating a human being that it will, you know, a model citizen, you know, that will be a positive impact to the world. And the way they do it, it's not like you are doing this today. It's very open-minded. So a child will come into the classroom, and there's 3 or 5 different environments, and they can choose what environment they want to work in. And if they want to do all they want to do today is just read a book, and they can do that, you know. And it's quite incredible. And you have children of all different ages, from 18 months, or from when they can walk. They don't even have to be able to speak. From when they can walk until 6 years old, you know, they're there, and they integrate with each other, and they all learn from each other. And it's quite amazing. These children become so intricate in their thinking, and their cognitive development, like, they absorb everything around them. And, you know, when the environment is positive, these children they flourish into these beautiful flowers. That's all I can think of when I think of Montessori children. I think of beautiful flowers, you know. So it's quite incredible. That's what I think of. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And I did my placement at a Montessori school called Rainbow Montessori Preschool. And I had finished my placement a few weeks, maybe about a month ago. And the woman that runs the school says, "Listen, you need to come back. We can't have this school I can't imagine this environment without you. You just bring something so different, such a different vibe to this. You must come back." So got a job for next year is kind of amazing. I mean, if I can get my work permit, that would be great, you know.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
man, yes, yes. Living in a foreign country and work permits. Like,
yeah,
congratulations.
and also,
You finished
yeah,
your placement. They've given you a job, and I think you're probably thinking of the future also. No.
yeah, for sure.
Is swimming going to be forever? What will you do? So it's good you have
Yeah.
the teaching
So
job lined up.
yeah, so what's nice is that, you know, hopefully, you know, we come out of lockdown here and I can do my visa because we're still on level 1 and
Yeah.
the visa and everything is stopped. But you know, I had before I went into this placement, I sat down with the lady. I said, "Listen, I am a professional athlete and I'm training for the Olympics. There will be days where I cannot come in. I'll be gone for weeks on end, you know. I just want you to understand that I'm
Yeah.
not flaky. I just need to do this, you know, it's like my job, it's my profession." They were
Yeah.
blown away. They were like, "This is incredible. I can't believe you're doing this. The children will learn so much from you." And even when she said, "You know, I really want you to start next year and all that," she said, "I don't want to get in the way of your swimming. I want you to be able to continue swimming. So I know you'll have to leave for some weeks and travel away, you know, but I understand. And you can do this." And I can't ask for anything better. Like, there's no way I would go to another school and they'd be like, "Totally, you can definitely go splash in a pool," type thing,
Yeah.
you know. So,
I think
yeah.
that's rare. So
Mhm.
kudos to your boss. I don't know her,
Yeah.
and I'm a fan of hers. I love her philosophy. I love what she's told you.
Yeah.
I will go into my next question. Thank you
Mhm.
so much for the detail there.
Mhm.
You're quite vocal on social media, you know, on
Yeah.
various topics. Is it just, you know, like a self promo thing, or you actually believe the things that you tweet about? Like today, you tweeted something about feminism, for example.
Mhm. Yeah.
No, there were several tweets. There was one that caught my mind. How we need feminism because, you know, when a woman is in a room full of men, she's uncomfortable. But when men are in a room full of women, they're super happy. They're
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
really excited. You know, are
Yeah.
these things that you believe in? You know,
Yeah, for sure.
social governance issues,
Yeah, that's a
or
big part of me. Big part of who I am. You know, I'm very passionate about, you know, what's happening today in our country with the police brutality and the
yeah,
injustice, the corruption and all of that, the economy failing and all of this. And it, it just, like, I sit and I cry sometimes because I cannot believe this is happening to my country. I want to come home one day. I'm going to come home to nothing. What am I going
yeah,
to come to? And, you know, yes, we can tweet about it and we can be social media activists and all that. And nothing's going to happen unless we take physical action. That's voting. Please vote. Thank you. Register to vote.
I I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you for
mean,
that. Thank you.
yeah, I'm passionate about swimming as much as I am about politics in the country, you know. And I say
Yeah,
things bluntly and simple and the way it should be. I don't want to beat about the bush and be like, you know, we have a great government, but you know, they're not so great at these things. Our government is not great, period. We need to change some things, okay? The best thing this government ever did was put a minister of sport that actually knows what he's doing. There's a minister of sport in power now that has all his fingers in all the sports and he knows what is happening in all the sports, you know? That is the best thing
yeah,
they've done. Other than that, oh my goodness, things are falling apart right before our eyes. And we're kind of just floating with it, you know, we're going with the wind, and the wind is not going in a great direction.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I get smashed on social media, I get sworn at and all of that. But is that it? Is that the best you can do? You have really not taken anything away from me. I'm not gonna have a sleepless night because you called me an idiot or because you called me stupid.
yeah,
That's your opinion about me. I mean, I'm not gonna I'm not going to have a celebration if you say, you know what, I support you, you're amazing. Thank you for supporting me. Or I'm sorry that you think I'm stupid. I take both neutral approaches to these things, you know. And
yeah,
I even add some sarcasm into that because I see these comments and I'm like, yeah, I'm totally on social media for more for more followers because I mean, who doesn't like the likes, you know, who doesn't like the publicity, and I had posted some of that, and people actually took that seriously. They were like, oh, she just posts for the publicity and for, you know, for the likes and the comments. And I did. No, I'm not a shallow person. You have to understand this. I mean, if you understood who I was, you'd know that I was joking. But it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
You will come to learn from this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
yeah. And I hope they come and see this interview, because I mean, we're doing this on here, but it's going to move to my channel later on this evening. So let's share that link so they can get the tea. You know, one thing that I see after you post or talk about something on social media that's, well, controversial, you know, people like to question your patriotism. Does that bother you?
Yeah, it's a good question. I've never actually thought about if they bothered me or not. I mean, if I was not patriotic or proud of a country or really, you know, concerned and involved with the country, I wouldn't be posting these things. I mean, why would I go through so much for a country that's not mine? I don't post that much about America or what's happening in Switzerland because that's not my country. It doesn't affect me. You know, what affects me is happening in Zambia, and Zambia is my country. That's my home. Somewhere that I lived my whole life, somewhere that I'd like to go back to. And people say, yeah, you white people must go back to your country. And I'm like, let me tell you, if I could come back to Zambia, I would. And they're like, you must go back to Europe. I'm like, you have to understand that I'm not European. I was born there. It wasn't my idea to be born in Europe, but I'm Zambian. I have a Zambian passport. I have a green NRC. I speak Nyanja. I understand Lenje. I am Lenje, you know. So it's ignorant for people to say those things. And obviously the color of my skin doesn't help, because I'm sure there's a lot of, you know, black people that would say things about Zambia that probably aren't even Zambian. They're probably from Zimbabwe or Malawi or things like that. And nobody would say that because they just assume they're Zambian because they're black. And it's quite sad. I'm not here to prove that I am Zambian because, you know, look at me, I'm fighting for this. If you don't believe I'm Zambian, you don't have to believe it. I'm not here to change your mind or anything. I'm just here to get those things in your brain working so you can actually think about what you want to say, you know, and think about all those things. So I get smashed on Twitter and Facebook all the time. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't bring your Western values here. But we need to grow up, and we need to start to educate ourselves on a lot of things and on a lot of, you know, human rights issues and all that. We cannot stay in one place, unfortunately. Yeah. So.
No, absolutely. You've touched on a few things that link to my next question, you know, because people also ask about your heritage, but you talked about being Lenje, and, you know, and you've touched on that, you know, because my question was, your heritage comes up a lot or when you post online. Why do you think that is? You know, why do you think people want to jump on this? But I think you've touched on it because you talked about people not knowing, you know, people assuming things about you. So let me just go to my next question. Some people say that you sort of deserve the backlash that you get after your comments, you know. They even say it is cyberbullying, you know, it is cyberbullying. And do you think it's justifiable for people, for the things, because some of the things, you know, like they're so left wing. I've made comments before, I've said, you know, if a guy made the same exact comments, he will get high fives and retweets and a lot of ha-ha-ha-has. But, you know, I have a feeling sometimes it's because you're a woman and people don't want a woman to have an opinion also on top of that, you know, but that's just my perspective. But what do you think? Do you think cyberbullying is justifiable?
Yeah, I mean, you know, even going back to what you just said about a man tweeting that and whatever, personally, I'm a woman. Have you seen the color of my skin? Come on, guys. Let's be honest. That is the best thing you can pick on, you know. And a lot of people are probably having a bad day, woke up on the other side of the bed or whatever, and they see this tweet and it's just angered them, and they put all the anger on that tweet. And you can see the people that tweet out of anger that has nothing to do with whatever I have said on Facebook or on Twitter. And if you can see, I don't even engage in those things. What, you want to swear me and my whole family because you don't agree with my opinion? I mean, it's my opinion,
Yeah.
It's actually sad and disheartening and disappointing to see that most Zambians just enjoy arguing online. That's all they're good for, is arguing. You would never tell me the same thing you've told me on my Twitter to my face. There is no way you would swear me like that in public. Like, there's no way. In public, you'd be like, oh my God, I love you. But on Twitter, you're like, you're the worst thing. Yeah. You're the worst thing that's ever happened to this country. And I'm just like, you're incredible. Like, these people, they make me laugh. But then they're the same people that share my things when I win. And I'm just like, choose a side, dude. Choose a side. You can't swear me and then share my, flag pictures. Yay. Go Zambia.
I love social media, first of all. Like, for example, I found you and I was able to ask you for an interview, blah, blah, blah. Or, I also love it for the fact that you get to see a lot of other people who probably think like you or not think like you. And then I just don't like it because it's like a passport for trolls like, they think, I'll just create a little fake account and say some random gibberish and go on with my day. I hate it because of that.
Yeah, I have many people like that troll me, and I'm just like, dude, really? Your whole life, your mother gave birth to you to troll me? No, come on, let's get serious.
Okay, I will get into my next question. I think I have two more questions and then we're done, and then we might read a comment or two from people who are here with us. Do you think it's possible, I mean, we've talked about it already, do you think it's possible to engage with people on social media with divergent views without causing controversy? How do you strike a balance? You already said, for example, you don't engage in people who come at you trolling and swearing and whatever. I think that's a great strategy. But how do you strike the balance?
I really enjoy engaging with people on social media. I'm not that person that just posts and then like leaves it. I like to have conversations with people and intellectual conversations with people on social media. And I want to know, why do you feel like this? I'm not asking you why you feel like this because I'm trying to, get to you. I want to know, why do you not like what I've commented or posted? Why do you feel like this? Tell me what has made you think this way, and so on and so forth. And it's I really enjoy engaging with people. Can you just repeat the question, because I had something to say?
Sorry. Do you think it's possible to engage with people who have different views from you on social media without causing controversy? How do you strike the balance between controversy and then like normal combat?
I mean, somebody is always going to find something to say about you that's negative. Someone's always going to find something negative. For example, like how I said we need more feminists because of ABCD, and someone's like, yeah, well, I'm a guy and I'm not like that. And I'm like, I didn't say you were. Yeah, well, you know what? You have to understand that women should not keep objectifying us. And, if a man was in a room with women and he got raped, he wouldn't say anything. And I'm just like, okay. Goodness, it's incredible. Like, it really is. I mean, somebody will always find something negative to say. I would go to All Africa Games, win a bronze medal, and somebody be like, yeah, it's because you're not black. That's why you won. You're not even Zambian because you're white. And I'm just like, I'm not white, I'm mixed race. Dude, then that's the best you got. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard it all before. The things people tell me, I'm like, I've heard this again. Like, can people come up with new things if you want to, like, swear at me? Like, let's come, maybe have a general meeting with everyone that swears at me and come up with new things so you can all be on the same page. But, what I really enjoy about social media is I want to show people that I'm not just this swimmer and I'm not just this person that does politics or involved in politics or enjoys politics. I also want to show them that I'm a normal person, you know. I like to go
Yeah.
to music festivals, you know. I like to go for dinner and I also like to hang out with my friends and I like to do different things, you know, not just gym, swim, work type thing. I want to show
Yeah.
people that I'm also normal. Yeah.
Yeah. But actually, that's what I love about social media. Actually, you don't have to wait for the big report or for when, you know, when your favorite athlete wins a medal, you know. So if you want to know what sort of like style Tilka is into, you can be like, oh, she wore this and this looks nice on her. Maybe I can
Yeah.
buy it, you know. But because of
Yeah.
social media, you know, so you can follow the people you admire. I think it's
Yeah.
advisable to follow people that you admire.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on mental health.
Yeah.
My last question,
Sure.
and you know, you could use this also to just plug any future projects that you're doing, etc. What can we expect from Tilka for the next 5 years? What's your plan? What are your goals? I know Olympics is on the list. So
Mm.
what else?
So, you know, for the next 5 years, I'd really like to strike a good balance between work and swimming. For a very long time, swimming's always been my top priority. And I want something
Yeah,
else to also be my top priority, which would be my career, and which I really love. I really enjoy children and being with them. And if there is a way where I can work and swim at the same time, you know,
yeah,
and maybe still have like an hour, 2 hours at the end of the day to chill out, that would be like ideal. And all that is time management, you know,
yeah,
which I'm not phased by because I manage my time very well. Um, you know, there's a lot of meets in the next 5 years that I'm really looking forward to swimming.
yeah,
There's a big plan that my coach and I have, which is our 5 year plan, of course.
hmm,
And, you know, after 5 years of swimming, I would be 27, I think, if my math is correct. And, you know, will I continue swimming? I'm not sure. How would I feel when I'm that age, you know, still swimming? And will I still be teaching? Will I have moved into something else? I definitely want to study. I want to continue studying. I want to study
yeah,
political science. Not next year, maybe the year after. Um, so, you know, all of those things, and will I still be in the same job? You know, one thing COVID has taught me is you don't know what's happening tomorrow. Trust me.
true, 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 true.
You'll
Yeah,
even think about yesterday and be like, wow, yesterday could change today. Like, it's incredible how things have really just flipped around. So I have a
yeah,
goal, I have a plan, but also it's fluid. So I wanted to be able to fit into diversions, fit into pandemics, you know, things that you can't help, meets
yeah,
being cancelled, you know, not having enough funding, all of those things, you know, when life things happen, when I have
yeah,
to say rush back to Zambia for something. um
yeah,
yeah, our plan is quite fluid, but you know, it's a very general plan, and I've said, you know, A, B, C, D, and then we'll see how we can go to those plans, you know. So yeah, I'm excited for the next 5 years. I honestly cannot tell you what my goals and my plans are for the next 5 years because, you know, things change.
true, 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 absolutely.
So yeah, and I will definitely keep everyone in the loop as I do always, always posting where I am, who I've been with, what I'm doing, what I ate. Guys, I love food. So please do follow my food page. It's called Italy. Yeah, I have a food page
Yes,
that I just post all the yummy stuff I eat.
yeah. So I'm going to just peep. Somebody commented here, you're so strong. I remember that day in Algeria when you cited because you had the third place and you wanted the first place. Okay, you were excited, I guess, and they respect that. Keep going, you're a champ. Someone has left us a question. Okay, so someone asked, what's your favorite swimming stroke? Is it butterfly or backstroke? Um, do you have a
My favorite
preference?
I love freestyle, guys. I really do love to swim freestyle. Also called front crawl. I'm a breaststroker. But I swam on I swam this weekend, and my coach is like, "We're done with breaststroke. We're not doing it anymore." I was like, "Why?" I mean, like, I like it. I enjoy racing it. He's like, "You're good, but you're better at freestyle." I'm like,
Okay.
And he's like, "We're not even gonna bother swimming breaststroke in training. You just freestyle." I was like, I do enjoy swimming freestyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, also, you alluded to it. You said your Zambian coach suggested that you go to South Africa, and I just want to comment on that because it breaks my heart a little bit. You know, like if a kid wants to pursue a sport, they have to, other than football, they have to move to another country. You know, and that can't be easy. Leaving your immediate support system. How was that for you? You know, just making the decision emotionally. I mean, it was smart, obviously, because you get the training that you need, but you know, what was that like, making the decision, leaving Zambia to go to South Africa to continue with your training? How hard or how easy was it for you?
Yeah, it was really difficult because it was a couple months after my mom just died. So, you know, going into a new place, didn't know anyone, integrated, very shy when I don't know people. Yeah, believe it or not, I am shy. And it was really difficult mentally on my health. I went into the very bad depression, like very deep depression. And I started seeing a psychologist, and I told the psychologist, I said, "Listen, you have to understand, I'm going mad. I can feel myself. I am losing it. I feel like a robot. Just wake up, swim, eat, school, swim, sleep. Done.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing." And I said, I don't look forward to anything. Nothing excites me. I cannot laugh at things. I don't have this happiness. Nothing makes me sad. I have no feeling, and all of that. It was quite difficult. So then I also went on antidepressants for about a year and a bit, after a year and a half after that. And it really helped, you know, really got me back on things. My grades started picking up. I started making more friends. People were like, "Wow, you're so happy. What's going on?" And I'm like, "Antidepressants." No, I didn't say that. No one really knew I was depressed. And also, like, you know, the culture in Zambia, people like, depression, what is that? Like, get over it type thing.
Yeah.
It was difficult, you know, it was very hard, but I made friends here that are still my friends now, and that is one of the main reasons it was so easy for me to move back to Pretoria. My friends are here. They could pick me up from the airport. We could go hang out after like 4 years of not seeing each other. So it was great, and it would be like pick up where we left off. Yes, I had some friends where they flaked out and we're not friends anymore, but it was great, you know. Yeah, it's difficult in the beginning, but you have to remember why you're there. Why did I go here? For my swimming. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's the goal. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so grateful that you've been very honest, especially about the depression bit, because people just think, well, she packed her bags and she moved to South Africa. Look at her fabulous life. Yeah. So I want to thank you for being honest about that, because depression isn't something that we talk about a lot in Zambia. And you just said it sort of like perfectly. We brush it off. You can't be depressed. Come on, just laugh it off. So kudos to you. I started off saying I wanted to be a fangirl and tell you, and I got that out of my system. So now I just want to thank you so much for making episode 2 of my Shimika Conmigo, 1,000 Awesome Zambians. Appreciate you. When I post this to YouTube, I will tag you. Thanks for making the time, Tilka. Thank you. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Rest up. No, you're welcome. When you win the next big thing, you know who... Let me interview you, please.
Sure, no problem.
Bye-bye, sweetie. Take care.
Bye, you too. Bye. Thanks for having me.